On this day in Louisville, Kentucky, these 8 men went to camp to speak the words of the Most High Power. And as they had done countless times before, but on this day, they were attacked by a vile mob of heathens and sinful men who sought to take their lives and stop them from raising up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
However, in accordance to their training and the love that they had for one to another, they fought their attackers side by side.
That's right.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Right.
On to death if necessary.
That's right.
And at the end of the conflict, they prevailed and returned to their homes and to their brethren and their wives and their children. All was lost except one thing they brought back. They brought back the Bible.
That's right.
And delivered it back to this nation.
Shalom, Israel. You know what it is. This is Kentucky 8 Podcast. Yay, hey, how's it going? This is Kentucky 8 Podcast. Here with the mighty man, Officer Nakash Wan, 10 grand in the building. You know what I mean? We got some great stories today. I mean, we might need to start hitting that intro beat to go a little longer. That motherfucker start slapping. How you doing, Warrior?
Damn right. I'm doing 12, sir.
Most high in Christ, man. We got some great stories lined up. Make sure you share the podcast, like the podcast. I'm still sharing it myself. So let's get the first story going. Give me 1 second. Let's pull it up. So much going on in the world. Everybody's getting them stimmies. Everybody getting stimulated. Hey, Will every black, Hispanic, and every American get stimulated across the globe. You know what I'm saying? To get more money than get all the money in the world. You know what I mean? For our people that we deserve, that we work for.
Damn right.
All right. Let me finish sharing on the group. So, Russia warns against U.S. retaliation for SolarWinds amid fears of cyber war. The hackers in last year's sweeping attack on U.S. federal servers did not destroy anything, analysts say. That could change if the Biden administration escalates conflict with Moscow. He said this is nothing more than international cybercrime. Dmitry Peskov, everybody named Dmitry over there, a spokesman for the Kremlin and Russian President Vladimir Putin told reporters Tuesday morning. Russia on Tuesday warned against pending action that U.S. officials say will take place in retaliation for the massive and ongoing hack into federal computer servers, despite the potential for a devastating cyber war. This is nothing more than international cybercrime. He spoke in response to a series of claims from U.S. officials, including Secretary of State and FBI Director, that they are considering harsh punishments for Russia for the attack, including overt sanctions and some form of covert salvos in the cyber realm. Ray hinted at the action in testimony before Congress this month, saying the U.S. was preparing cyber joint sequenced operations. Look at that. Look at that. He trying to wipe off the Department of Justice. Look at that. Let's see if there's anything else on the story. However, some have already pointed out that the SolarWinds attack could have been much worse and say the Russian response to the U.S. sanction may be if the Biden administration does not proceed carefully. Russian authorities are likely to increase harassment of diplomats and restrict their activities, including possible expulsions. They may also seek to take legal action against the entities. All right. So at the end of the day, it's going down, and we got a scripture to back it up. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. See what's been going on, man. What do you think about this story, Warrior?
Right. And if I could, yeah, because this story showed how close we get into the end times. I mean, look how these nations is fighting against each other. It's cyber crime. I mean, it's not World War I no more. It's not World War II anymore. We going into the third world war. They fighting. They starting getting kicked off with cyber crimes. They imagine hacking into the United States Homeland Security and hacking into them and getting their files. Like, this is all the start of a third world war that we've been prophesying in the ISUPK. And it's just this is a perfect example for it.
Mm-hmm. So many people think, because we've been saying World War III is coming since 1969.
Right.
And so many people don't think the war is going to come here. They don't think it's going to be a third world war. They thinking, all that stuff has always been talked about. No, it's coming, and it's closer and closer. And when it gets here, people ain't going to have, just like coronavirus. When it got here, people ain't had nothing to do. Just sit back and just be amazed at what happened. That's how World War III going to be. They're going to ignore it, not get down with the men of the Lord who told you about it beforehand. And then when it appears, when it comes here, people just going to sit back and be just amazed and in awe. Like, how did this happen? How did we let this happen? They always say that bullshit. I hate when black people say that. How did we let this happen? How did we? You ain't running nothing. You ain't in charge of nothing. The oppressor's in charge of everything. So what you talking about? Why you let this happen? This is supposed to happen. You understand?
Right. And if I could say another thing, that what you said is heavy. With black people, we always sit back and when something pop out, something that been prophesied in the Bible. The priest and prophets, like from 1969, been prophesying. And then when it comes to pass, black people do sit back and say, how did we let this happen? How could this happen? We've been slaves for so long. It's hard for us to understand the diabolical crimes and war, the nations rising against nations and how they doing. I mean, it's super advanced how the wars are starting now. But we've been slaves so long, it's hard for like the average black person to understand that this is the start of the Third World War. The Bible is not a joke. The prophecies is not a joke. The prophets are not a joke. I mean, how many times we gonna sit back and black people get blindsided? And that's why we fall with the destruction of America. That's why we have to separate from America, if I could.
Damn right. Warrior, what you think about this, Officer Makaboff?
Khan, sir. It's just like what Officer Nakashawan was saying, that the nation is going to rise against nation. This is in the Bible, and the headlines is pretty much showing it. Russia, and they basically saying to the U.S., don't try us. The beef is starting on an international scale, and in the ISUPK and the Commandant Juliana, we just bringing it out to get people prepared, because people are hoping that America comes back from the COVID-19 and everything's gonna be hunky-dory. But actually, it's gonna go into the Third World War pretty soon, if I could, sir.
Damn right. Yeah, the scriptures say that they're gonna be widows and childless and mourn and weep in 1 hour. I'm paraphrasing. Like all these devils, all them devils you seen at the Capitol, the reason they storming the Capitol is because they ain't got no other place to storm. They ain't got no other wars to fight. The Most High gonna give them some wars to fight. He gonna give them all somewhere to fight. And that's gonna be in the valley of Jehoshaphat. The scriptures call it Armageddon. That's that place in the Middle East where the war is gonna go the blood from the war is gonna go to the highest hill. And during that time is when Christ is going to return at the peak of World War III. The scripture says they're gonna be scared, yet durst fight. They're gonna be scared when Christ come with them 200 million angels in that war, but they still gonna fight. They still gonna fight, and they gonna get smashed. Okay.
Right.
All right. Let's catch the next one. Oh yeah, this is a heavy one.
And if I could, I'd like to remind everybody to share the podcast. Man, some heavy information about to come out. Make sure you share this Kentucky 8 podcast, because we the only ones that's trying to give you this clear and concise information, man. So share the podcast.
Damn right, damn right. City of Minneapolis reaches $27 million settlement with George Floyd's family. George Floyd's family filed a federal lawsuit in July against the city and the 4 officers accused in his death. Man, let me see if they got this is a commercial. Like you said, they quick to put a commercial on a story about black people. Let me see. Here you go.
For us now, he's been on the ground there in Minneapolis since the beginning of this. Gabe, I know you had an opportunity to talk to the family attorney earlier today. Walk us through some of what you were able to learn.
Hey there, Aaron. Well, yes, we spoke with Ben Crump and several members of George Floyd's family just a few minutes ago. He called this historic. I just spoke with him a few seconds, actually, after this just came down. The city council, as you mentioned, voting unanimously to approve this $27 million settlement. Now, Aaron, this is the largest settlement of its kind, a pre-trial settlement in a case involving a police encounter. This is larger than a $20 million settlement handed out several years ago by the city of Minneapolis to the family of an Australian yoga instructor that was shot and killed by police here in the city of Minneapolis. And yes, it is larger than the settlement awarded last year to the family of Breonna Taylor down in Louisville, Kentucky. That one was $12 million. This one, again, $27 million. It was voted on unanimously a short time ago. Now, there had been rumblings of this settlement over the last couple of hours. We saw George Floyd's family members arriving here in Minneapolis, but there were still a lot of questions about whether this will be voted on today. Earlier in the week, Aaron, I actually spoke with the city officials, and also the defense attorney for Derek Chauvin had brought up in trial that last summer, or rather he said that there had been a substantial offer made by the city of Minneapolis to the family of George Floyd. At the time, this was on Tuesday, the city attorney here came back and said, well, that was what's called a Rule 68 award of judgment, an offer to the Floyd family last summer.
And if I could, this is pre-trial. This is before the trial. All this is happening. They're trying to give out money. They know that that was wrong. They know how wrong they were. And this kingdom trying to put out all types of money, I guess, to what, hush money or whatever?
Conor McConnell.
Y'all have it? Go ahead, Warrior.
Conor McConnell, sir. It's just like he mentioned in this story. That's the same thing they did down here in Louisville with Breonna Taylor's case. They pretty much paid the family some hush money because they knew that the verdict was going to be not guilty, if I will, sir.
Yeah. This is sad. This is a sad deal. Go ahead, Warrior.
If I could, I was gonna say they trying to make it. They trying to make it like it's a big deal. It's a big thing. $27 million is a lot. But truthfully and honestly, from anybody that knows the Bible, studies the Bible, $27 million is not worth anything compared to what the Lord thinks of a black man. Like if I can pull the scripture,
right.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12, we say, I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Yeah.
$27 million
right.
is not shit, if I may. That's not nothing. I mean, a black brother dead is worth $27 million. They trying to make it like it's a big deal. It's one of its kind. That's nothing in the Lord's eyes. A black man alive is worth way more than fine gold. What the hell is $27 million, if I may?
Mm-hmm. And this is the thing. It's sad. I mean, hopefully that money helped the family out. But it's sad, man, because as you spending that money, all you think of is your dead family member.
Right.
You see what I mean? Like your family member had to die for that family to get some wealth. Like nobody wants to get money that way. Like I know I don't want to get money that way. I don't want you to kill my family and then so I can get, split up 27 million with everybody in my whole family. Like it's just they needed to stop killing black people. How about that?
Right.
All right, so let's get the rest of the story.
To prevent the civil trial from moving forward and to cover attorneys' fees at the time. We were told back then that this award had been rejected by Floyd's family. So at some point in the last few days, some sort of new offer must have been made. We're still trying to sort out those details. And yes, as you mentioned, there is a news conference scheduled in just a few minutes where we expect to hear more from Ben Crump as well as more from the family of George Floyd. Aaron?
Yeah, that just lets you know how wrong they were.
Rising over the Biden administration's plan.
That just lets you know how wrong they were and how wrong that officer was to sit on that brother's neck like that. That's just like a modern day lynching. They killed him in front of everybody. If you ever wonder how back in the day, in the slave days, how they used to just kill black people and hang them and do stuff to them, they do it right in front of all the rest of the black people and nobody does nothing about it.
Right.
But this coming to an end, man. They're gonna pay for this. Like they got all this money, and it looked like they had another settlement a couple years ago where they shot and killed some people. So the city of Minneapolis is doing their cops is going crazy. That's the same city, I believe, that killed what's that brother's name? Who was a teacher.
They shot Jacob Blake, if I may slack you.
That's a whole nother brother. I'm talking about Philando Castile. He was also in Minneapolis. So this is what they doing. It's like routine out there. They just killing and murdering, man. That's what the American police is a bunch of murderers. All right. So the scriptures talk about they hold themselves not guilty. So I guess them giving that money means they not guilty. I still want to see that cop in the electric chair. See, they trying to give out the money that they might try to let the cop off in lieu of the money. That cop need to get the electric chair. You know what I mean? To teach all the rest of them cops to not do that shit. That's if you really was trying to stop it. But I don't think they're trying to stop it. They rather just keep throwing a whole bunch of money out and this and that. And it seemed like the family denied some money earlier. They probably tried to give him a little less money, like, here's $100,000.
Right.
And the family just wasn't trying to get no money, and they just raised the price so high that the family's like, well, shoot, we might as well take that. At least we're gonna be able to do something with it. But
if I could say one more thing, it's crazy, man. Like they just pulled $27 million out the ass and just like here you go. Like that shows how rich this empire is. Like they killed a black man that just tossed $27 million, like just just give it up like that quick. Over that and that show and you go back to you really think about it, like all the casualties of the lynchings, the rapings, the robbings for years that been happening to black people. I mean, that started on the slave ship all the way up to now, and we just now hearing about receiving millions of dollars and $20 million. Black men been getting lynched, black men been getting whipped, black men been getting murdered. What about our grandfathers? Where's the settlement money for that? They don't even talk about that. They never even say nothing about that. They say let that be the past. But now they just whip this out, little hush money, and and let the cop off, probably.
Right. And you think about how many black people got killed and the families didn't get nothing. The main reason this family got anything was because it was all over the damn country and all over the news and all over the world during election year. But how many brothers got family that been killed by the cops, but that family ain't getting nothing? That's all right. The Lord Christ is going to pay back everything that's owed. Hey, Shalom, we got a powerful brother in here, Officer Napatazah in the building. Shalom, warrior.
Hey, shalom, Yabashishwarakatham.
Hey, but what do you think about this, warrior? The city of Minneapolis reaches $27 million settlement with George Floyd's family.
Yeah, and when you see stuff like this, it's just admission of guilt. You know what I mean? Because if you didn't do anything wrong, right? If you wouldn't have to pay anybody any money. Right. So they just off the rip, you already know that they did something wrong. That's why they paying them money to begin with. And Lord willing, you know, shit, I wish the family would have got more than that. I wish they'd have broke the whole damn city, you know what I mean, and damn owned the city. But I pray that they also put them devils under the jail, which we already know how that be going with these devils. But Lord willing, he get under the jail.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. You're so right, brother. All right, let's get this next story. Announcer for high school basketball game uses racial slur after team kneels during anthem. In the video shared on Twitter, it doesn't appear the announcer realizes their mic is working. Let's listen in.
The announcers sounded off using racist and explicit language, not realizing they were speaking into hot mics.
They're kneeling. I'll say later. You want to kneel like that?
The announcers were not part of the school district, contracted by an outside group, which today announced an investigation. Norman School Superintendent Dr. Nick Migliorino met.
Oh my God! This is something else.
But what was your first reaction?
Whoa! We gotta slow this story all the way down. Did y'all hear that? He said, I hope they effing lose effing niggers. And he said that on the announcement to everybody in the whole stadium.
Damn.
Now, I probably have to whoop his ass. If it was my daughter out there or some of my kids out there, I might have to, you know, throw something at him as he comes out. We'd be waiting for him out as soon as he come out the little booth. We'd be waiting for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, wow. He just said that disrespect through the whole stadium to every black person. And that all the black little kids that was, and white little kid, whoever, that was kneeling. What y'all think about this so far?
If I could, that represents America. I mean, he was saying it during the Stars, whatever it's called, the banner, whatever, the bangle, whatever it's called.
Right.
The anthem playing, he's saying it. I mean, like that's where his heart is at. That's what he's thinking about. He ain't focused on America. The white man just want to rape and rob and kill and pillage everything. He just wants you to just be so sad of a slave. And I mean, if they was out there thugging it, or they was out there doing some other type of crimes, they at the basketball game trying to keep a little bit of their pride, and the white man is still trying to rape them of that. I mean, they on one knee. They just doing what they think is respectful and try to stand up for their people at the least.
Mm-hmm. And then if I could real quick, they let you know this right here is further proof. I kind of like Commander Johanna's stance about these damn sports. I mean, I enjoy sports when I played them, but these damn sports, when you read in the Bible, the first black sports team was called the Antiochians, and they was a sport team to the king of Greece, Antiochus, of the Epiphanes, and they were like they would disregard the works of the temple and go play the sports and go play in the gymnasium naked, and they would disregard the temple. So the root of these sports things is rooted in heathenism, because we would join these sports and forget about the Lord, the God of Israel, right, and play the sport. And that would what our life would be about the sport, and we forget about the Most High. And then we even put on a hat. The scriptures say we start turning away from our culture and our religion and our people and our race for the sport games. So, this is at the end of the day, the Lord ain't with sports. I know most people think, sports brings people together and this and that. The Lord is not in sports. The God of Israel don't give a damn about sports. Okay. So you're going to get racism on the sport field. You're going to get all that because the Lord ain't there. Go ahead. Who else got something?
If I may, sir, shoot, the average black man, he playing sports every day anyway. He running from the cops, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Dodging in alleys and stuff like that, trying to get the bag, that's the football, so he the ghetto Heisman anyway. So, shoot, that's all they want. They just want a black man. They want to profit off a black man. If they can't profit on a black man jumping and running and stuff, then, you not no worth to America, if I will, sir.
Right. And if I could say one more thing, sports wastes a lot of our talent. It wastes a lot of our ability. The scripture says, don't give your strength unto others. I'm paraphrasing. You know what I mean? So it with thine own people. Like we sitting there, how many black men spent their whole life trying to play a damn sport and put the ball in the hoop? How many black men spent countless hours of time they could have been doing something productive in their life, but instead they putting the ball in the hoop backwards, forwards, and frontwards, trying to get to the NBA, trying to get to the NFL, and they don't make it. That's the sad part. Not all the ones that do make it. What about the millions upon millions that don't make it, but they put so much time and energy into trying to make it? They put their whole life and spirit into it, instead of putting their spirit into the work of the Most High. Go ahead. Anybody else have something they want to drop on it?
Yeah, if I could, I think it's funny how it's always something about some type of investigation. Let me help them out with the investigation. He was on a mic caught red-handed, dead to rights. Fire him, put him in jail, whatever you got to do. He's guilty. There's no need for an investigation. I'm going to summarize it for you. He did that shit. You know what I mean? He caught red-handed. Don't investigate nothing. Get rid of him. That's it.
All right. That should be some type of civil rights complaint. Civil rights, they did all that marching for civil rights. We can't even get this motherfucker with a civil rights charge or something. Indecent something. Something should be something done. Go ahead, boy.
If I could say one more thing too, and this goes to show to all the sports lovers out there, just like Cap said earlier, they try to put out the sign like sports bring people together and all that bull crap. What do these people that love these sports? What y'all think about y'all? These players, these NFL players and these basketball players, shouldn't they step into this? Shouldn't they come down and have something to say or do something for these players that these slurs were slander to? They should step down. They should be held at some type of authority of what's going on. But they just focus on the sports and focus on their money and focus on their millions. When these black boys looking up to them, I mean, they watching their highlights every day. Before the game, they watching what they eat, watching how they shoot, watching how they run. And then they get talked about like this. And then they favorite players and they favorite ball players just shut up and say nothing because they got their nuts stripped from them.
Right. And if I may, Salaki, something you had said that was real heavy, Officer Nakashawan. They watching what they eat and watching what they, all the stuff, but they also watching their mouth because they make sure that black man watches damn mouth. He can't say nothing about nothing that's going on in that league. He's $1 million slave, if I could.
Damn right. Let's hear the rest of it.
Disgust and outrage. And that hit me hard.
I can't stand this kingdom. Why they got a black woman asking a white man what he think about it? Who give a fuck what he think? He ain't black. Like, all right, let's just keep going on. Sorry, there's things this kingdom always do. You know what I mean? I hate to be like Peter Griffin. It grinds my gears, man. Come on down. All right, let's hear what this devil got to say.
Support them in their decisions, in everything they do.
Today, Norman teachers took a knee in support. The city's mayor tweeting her outrage. And from a state lawmaker.
Were you surprised when you heard that language?
I wasn't. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was very frustrated that some of that's been so normalized. and particularly on the issue of kneeling.
Tonight, the Norman Tigers are back on the court, this time both teams taking a knee. One player summed up the events saying simply, "This is why we kneel." Blaine Alexander, NBC News.
And then the whole kneeling thing, I mean, I guess they're trying to make a statement.
Because I'm on insulin,
but
I need to be
hold on.
prepared for a low blood sugar emergency.
But to me, that's a weak statement. You know what I mean? Just taking a knee, that's a weak statement, man. We out here dying every damn day. You know, like you just take a knee before the game. Like you ain't even disrupting the game or nothing. Like shoot, why don't you protest and not play at all? You know, LeBron, you know, the whole team, the whole NBA team say we're not playing basketball no more. So our people is out of the captivity. Like that would be way too strong right there. But to me, that kneel stuff, yeah. And you know, I guess they trying. Yeah, to me, ain't trying hard enough. Let's get to the next story, man. Similar story on the sports world. Patrick Ewing on being stopped by MSG security. Everybody in this building should know who the hell I am. Let's get the story.
That he was, quote, getting stopped and Patrick Ewing, the former New York Knicks star and current coach of Georgetown basketball, on Thursday said he got, quote, accosted on his team's visit to Madison Square Garden. Georgetown upset Villanova in the Big East tournament at the New York City Arena, and Ewing told reporters after the game that he was, quote, getting stopped and asked for his badge. ESPN reported. He said after the game, quote, I do want to say one thing, though. I thought this was my building, and I feel terrible that I'm getting stopped, accosted, people asking for passes.
He talking about they using the word accosted. Just say they was racially profiling your black ass. Excuse my language. All right. So basically what happened is they were basically trying to check who the hell he was. They see a black guy coming in the Madison Square Garden. They're like, "Who are you? How you get back here? You sure you belong here? Are you in the right place?" Call security. They treated him like a regular nigga.
Right.
He thought because he was in a suit that he was gonna get. And he's Patrick Ewing. He's 7 foot tall, and he ran around in the basketball field in the court, putting the ball in the hoop a million different times. That the white man was going to love him and treat him with some type of dignity and respect. He was sadly mistaken.
Right.
What y'all think about this?
Right.
If I could, I was just gonna say, it's like that. I forget what game it was. It's an NBA game. A dude had on a VIP pass or a pass. He was like part of the team's either management or staff or something. And the Caucasian cop, stopped him and like pushed him. And he pushed him back, and he was trying to arrest him. And everybody came was like, "Yo, this cat, don't you see the badge that he wearing around his neck? Like he belongs here." These devils don't give a damn. They're gonna do all that they can in their power, like you said, to make sure that you know that you still a nigga here. And it's sad. Like Patrick Ewing is right. They should know who he is. He damn played for the Knicks for the longest, and they don't know who he is. Yeah, right. They just want to, abuse their authority and power. And so I would be pissed off if I was him too. I get the devil fired, whoever it was. Like, look at my face. Fire this cat.
Right.
Kind of, sir. And if I may, that reminds me of something that happened here in Louisville with the University of Louisville basketball team. A couple of years ago, there was a player named Montrezl Harrell. He's in the NBA now, that helped Louisville win the national championship in basketball. And because a big scandal came out and they said he was involved in it, he came back to the University of Louisville. Now, mind you, he's an NBA player now, coming back to his alma mater to play a pickup basketball game, and they wouldn't even let him in the gym because, that just goes to show you how Esau is. He uses, a lot of black men, help them make millions and millions of dollars. And the minute that he, want to turn on him, he just gonna turn on you, and you just gonna be a nigga. Salakia.
Shoot, ain't no Salakia. You 100% correct. You know what I mean? What Jay-Z say? Still nigga. Rich nigga, like nigga, all that. Go ahead, Warrior. You got something to Kashwan?
Yeah. What Austin Posada said and Austin Martin said was heavy because it go to show, like, we still, I don't care how rich you get, how famous you get, they still look at you as a slave. And like, I would be mad too if I was Patrick Irving, whatever his name is, because he made millions of dollars for the Knicks. He made millions of dollars. He made the Knicks famous. People buying his jerseys, people trying to wear his shoes, and people want to play like him. People want to play for the Knicks. He made them millions of dollars. Like, his name is up there with the Knicks organization themselves. And that's why I would be enraged too if I got stumped out or whatever the hell happened. If I made millions of dollars for this organization and then I get racially profiled, but that show that you still nigga. You cannot escape this hell.
Damn. Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow right there, because like you said, that's one of the main franchise players. You know, that's like Kobe for the Lakers. That's like, Tony Parker for the Spurs.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's like Reggie Miller for the Pacers.
Right.
Ewing was one of the main cats for the New York Knicks for a long time. He a legend on the New York team, and they treating him like he don't belong there, which goes to show you the power of racism. It knows no bounds. it supersedes all boundaries, anything. Nothing go above racism, man. Captain Kahan always said the race card is the most powerful card in the game. Something like that. And it shows every day. The race card is the only card. That's what he would say. That's what he says. Because, man, for you to stop Patrick Ewing and frisk him down to ID him in the Madison Square Garden, they just see nigga. That's all they see. They don't know nothing about who he is or what he did.
If I could.
Go ahead.
I would have acted like them devils be acting. I would have been right up in the office talking to the top, because I know he part of the management, but I'd be talking to all the upper echelon people, all the top-notch devils, be like, yo, I was racially profiled. This is going to be an issue if this cat ain't fired. I mean, I want him fired. I want him fired today. I don't ever want him to ever work in this building again. Like, I would act a complete ass. Like, I'd be like, I'm Patrick Ewing. You know what I mean? I act like them devils. Yeah, my name's Karen. Get down here. There's a black man. You know what I mean?
Right.
I act the same way.
Damn, that's right.
If I may, sir, that just goes to show you that them white boys at the ticket counter got more juice than a black man that's supposed to be a legend within that organization. He's supposed to be a legend, and them white boys that's probably working a temp job got more juice and pull than Patrick Ewing, an NBA legend in New York.
And right, Nakashwa, can you pull up when you say you can say your next spill, but can you pull up the stories? I'm gonna have to let you pull up the story soon. Go ahead. But yeah, you had something else you wanted to say on it?
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Like, I mean, think about how embarrassing, because we don't know who was with him or who he was with. Like, was he with with his girl, his wife, or was he with his children? Like, that's embarrassing. Like, you supposed to be like the man in the house. He got a whole image to uphold and obtain. How people look at Patrick Ewing. He walk around, he got the suits on and $1 million, and then now his whole family and everybody looking like, damn, they just kicked your ass out the goddamn stadium.
Hey, if I could, that'd be so shameful if he was like showing a girl, like meeting a girl or something. He's with her or he's with some people, and they just rolling with him. Like, yeah, oh, that's Patrick Ewing. We rolling with Patrick Ewing. He's the man. And the security stopped him and his whole entourage. Like, hold on, who are y'all people? I need to see identification. Everybody looking at you at Patrick Ewing like, damn, that's how it is right here towards you. Thought you was the man, homie.
Right.
Woo-wee. But yeah, if you could, Nakasha, can you pull up the next story? Yeah, boy. Everybody, Kentucky 8 podcast every Tuesday, 9 p.m. and every Friday, 9 p.m. And the Partizan Hamakabov, we need to get this on the podcast channels too. Y'all get with me a little later. We need to get on these podcast channels, so people could just listen. That's how they do it.
Come, sir.
God. This next story, this in Louisville, Kentucky, say Louisville man accused of raping 8-year-old will have case dismissed. Won't stand trial.
Damn. If I may, real quick, I made a post about this last year. This happened around the time that Weinstein hung himself or something like that. But what's the name? Not Epstein. Yeah, Epstein hung himself in jail. I try to make the post and bring awareness. Now, what happened was it was this devil that already had been convicted of rape. He was out there on the streets. Now, he came all the way in the hood, and he went on the side of a house. It was a little black girl out there playing on an iPad on the side of the house. He hit upside the head, I believe, with a shovel, raped her, and to add insult to injury, he took her iPad. And he got locked up, but now they saying he not even gonna get held accountable for it, if I may.
Damn, that's heavy because black people try to ignore and try to love the oppressor when you got cases like this coming out. If I could, because it's really a mind-boggling how niggas be fighting all type of court cases at court and going to jail for unlawful arrest, and this man raping 8-year-old children and getting it dismissed. It's a community's worst fear was realized Thursday when a Jefferson Curtis court judge determined that Kane Madden is mentally incapacitated to stand trial. This devil name is Kane Madden.
Damn.
I mean, it sounds like it sounds worse than like a story of a Michael Myers story. I guess this sounds like something out of a movie or horror or some type of book or something. Like it seemed unreal.
Right.
Hey, listen. All I gotta say is it's fine. You go ahead and dismiss that case if you want to. All I say is to my brothers, y'all go ahead and put some on my books.
Damn right.
Just put some on my books because it ain't. I don't give a damn about no. Hey, listen. That you don't want to charge them. Oh, that's fine. Guess what? Y'all put some on my books, brothers. I'm gonna build up a camp. Yeah, come see me. I'll be building the camp in prison because it ain't going down that way. You know what I mean? I don't care if he ain't mentally like he obviously has some understanding. He trying to get something. He trying to get his rocks off, so he understand that. But again, that's just like any other devil, only concerned about their lust. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He's mentally able to stand trial. And if not, what I'm saying, things like that, that's what makes people take justice into their own hands. Because if you can't get no justice from the people that's supposed to be protecting you, right? Just like the scriptures say, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, right?
Right.
And that's we are in mourning, man. Anything like that, think about the spirit of that kid, think about the spirit of the family members, think about the spirit of the community. Like that devil has to go. That's the only way to make it right. He has to go. You understand?
Khan, right.
Right. If I could piggyback off the positive I just said, that's true. That's so true. Because any man that's got an ounce of love for his people, I mean, because if you see that this devil did some stuff like this, the whole community seen that the devil did some stuff like this to a child, and then it get dismissed. And then now I'm supposed to walk past him. I see him at a grocery store, or I see him out, and I'm supposed to just walk past him on a bus stop. Now I'm going to need some mental help because I'm about to there's no way possible I could just walk past this man knowing what he did and then getting it dismissed. Because it ain't it's no flaw to how these devils just continue to treat blacks and Hispanics. I mean, these are our children. We just covered the story. Well, like a week ago with the police officer doing it to the sister, and now this is regular devils doing this to us.
Right, and if I may, it's really sad because the Christian church will tell us to forgive that man, to pray for him, that a demon was on him, right. Forgive him, and the girl's justice will be gone, and she won't get no justice, basically. No, we say no. We pray to the Most High that the Most High bring justice upon America. The coronavirus, the uproars. You know what I'm saying? Forget that because it's crazy. And then it's a matter of time. You're gonna hear something about that person. Not that we would do anything in ISUPK, but there's a lot of people here in the community here in Louisville. They gonna, they not gonna be with that. That's all I gotta say. And we not inciting anything. We say follow the laws and let it go to trial. But everybody don't follow the laws here in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? So luck you.
Right. Damn right. Damn right. It say, oh, Salakia. Now, as they feared all along, some who lived in the neighborhood where the incident happened and elsewhere worry Madden could also fall through the gaps in the system and avoid mental health treatment too, because of the problematic state law WDRB News has exposed repeatedly since 2019. If I can say something too right here real quick, he got the case dismissed, and they talking about the mental health treatment, and then they saying that he might fall through the gaps of he might not even seek the mental health treatment. So who knows if nothing happened to him? Who knows if another 8-9-year-old child won't get molested again or raped again? If I could.
Yeah, that's bananas. I don't know how America can even consider themselves partially just with things like this falling through the cracks. Like
Right.
you let, rapists, robbers, murderers, and of course, again, the wicked beareth rule. Right, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and this is their justice system. Ain't no justice at all. Right. So this person, if this was a just land, he would be executed. Right. He'd be executed. It wouldn't be nothing about, how his mental impacted his decisions. He would have to go. Right. Because that's the only way this family, this young 8-year-old, think about now you potentially got another homosexual because of this action right here. You understand? So this devil and done a world of harm. I pray the Most High, destroys him.
Damn right. Damn right. And then if I could, like you said, like you was just saying earlier, because with Christ ruling the earth with righteousness and power, it's no way. First of all, nothing like this should ever even happen. I mean, like Kentucky, it's like every week in Kentucky it's something else happening. Something else about happening in Kentucky every single week. And for him to slip through the cracks, and like Austin Apostles, I said, that's potentially another homosexual that's gonna grow up, because now what type of mental treatment do they get? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't go to jail for being a homosexual, so they just think that is normal. And now we got our children growing up homosexuals because they raping our children. And this ain't something this ain't been just started. This has been going on. I mean, think about years ago when we was in physical slaves, physical chains and slavery. Raping was still going on, and stuff like this was still happening, and no justice was served. And that's part of the homosexual community right there alone. White man like this. But I'm gonna pull the next story. I don't know if brother seen this story. Seen this before they came out with this Uber driver, where these black women was attacking the Uber driver in the back seat. Uber bans rise after racist attacks on an Asian delivery at LAX. Uber said it banned riders Wednesday after NBC News inquired about a report from a Philippo driver saying he received racist insults from the riders, who is white, at Los Angeles International Airport. After I unloaded the luggage, that's when he started yelling at me. Ralph David, the Uber driver, told NBC News. And he said, Asian piece of shit. You might not even have a paper here in America. Go back to your country.
And so, like, if I could, hey, I love these stories. I love, like, there's been a lot of stories in the news lately where you see Asians talking about, yeah, we're being discriminated against. They don't like us. They calling us Corona and they're covering their mouth. Yo, this this ain't nothing but their own evil being turned on their head. Because how many stories have you seen with black women getting their ass whipped in some of these, shops by Asian owners, and they talking about black people, accusing them of stealing when they ain't stole nothing, following, Koreans follow you when you in the store, right? You got all this racism that they push onto the black community, and now that they getting a little taste of it, they crying and moaning and saying they're being racist. Good, I'm glad. Maybe you'll learn not to talk about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Maybe you learn to shut your goddamn mouth and stop following us around your stores and being such evil, wicked bastards. Maybe you deserve it. I pray the racism continues on them, so maybe they'll understand you shouldn't treat black people a certain way.
Right. And that's heavy. That's heavy because we seen times that, I mean, it was like a trending thing for a second where they was beating our sisters all in the goddamn hair stores and the hair salons, beating them with brooms and jumping them and all type of stuff like that. And then when stuff like this happened to them, they be crying. And I don't understand why you don't call the Asians that's in the hair salon, because I thought they make it look like they savage. So when shit like this happened, if I was them, I call the ones the chinchongs up in that's selling hair, because they be beating on black women. But now when the racist devil come out on them and lash out on them, they afraid and they try to keep their job and they trying to keep it cordial. The Asian man is a coward too. You want to beat up on our women? This man is a coward.
You so right, that Kasua, because they show be Billy Badass in them stores with the man holding down one single black woman, and then the other little Chinese, she come out the back and she beat on them too, and holding them down. And now that they getting a taste of it, everybody's so docile and they like, oh, why me? Woe is me. Oh no, keep that same Billy Badass spirit you had when you was beating up on black people.
Right. It said, according to David, the incident occurred Tuesday evening when a man, Kyle Harrison, ordered an Uber using his son's account. When David picked up the man and his two sons, Harrison tried to get into the front passenger seat, which is currently prohibited by Uber COVID-19 safety policies. When David told Harrison he was not able to sit in the front seat, he said Harrison became irritated, slammed the door, and started yelling. And if I could say something too, they try to make black people, like every time stuff like this happen, they reach out for black people compassion, and black people and black women compassion, because don't nobody be on the internet more than black women. And they be the first ones to share this, to try to make it seem like this is things like this shouldn't be happening. And then look how they white communities come out and the Asian communities come out and try to stand up and try to show compassion for this Asian man. But it was not the vice versa. When we was the ones getting beaten in the stores, when we was the ones getting lashed out on, our community didn't show support. I mean, it was more of a laughing stock. I seen more black people laughing at us getting beaten inside the stores. But when he just get yelled at, he didn't even get hit. He talking about he slammed the door. He could have slammed his head in the door, like how they try to do us. But they try to reach out for so much compassion, and everybody should care about the Asians, and everybody should care about them. When this is all, it's justice, really. They just seeping what they sow.
It's damn sure justice, because Commander Gianna did the breakdown on it. If anybody hasn't seen that breakdown, go look up Commander Gianna's video on Model Citizen, right? And so Model Citizen is a government program where they basically uplifted the image of Asians, right? So Asians are portrayed to be super smart and very mannerable and kind people and good at business and good at math. And what you come to find out is all that was a lie. All of it was a government program so that they would be the model minority, so they could further push down blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And so I don't give a damn about none of these Asians crying about, the racism that they're facing when they, had that same racism for black people, like Officer Nakashwan said. Damn them, man. Damn they tears. Damn they crying. Black people don't show them no compassion, no love. Matter of fact, if you want to take it a step further, try your damnedest not to shop in any of their stores for being such racist bastards toward us. We're going to stop supporting them too and laugh at them why they're going through what we went through. We're not gonna show any compassion. We're gonna sit back and laugh at them.
Damn right, and that's the perfect solution. Austin Apostle just said that's the perfect solution. And so what we should always do: stop supporting. I mean, like we getting beat and stuff like that happening. We should stop shopping in their stores. We should stop funding them. We should stop giving them jobs and giving them stores to survive off of. When they treat us like this, that's why I don't feel no type of way. I treat it just how everybody else treated us getting beat. I laugh at it and I sit back. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't got nothing to do with my people. I ain't like, and I'm gonna finish reading some of this too, because this how this story told. I mean, I can picture it in my mind how this devil was talking to this Asian. It say in the video, Harrington can be heard responding multiple times to Haynes yelling, "Let me guess, you're not married." David and Haynes say the police officer arrived at the scene, but no names were taken on or no reports were even filed. When the police came, he just asked me a real quick question: "What happened?" And he told me to leave right away. Like no other reports, no nothing, David said. That's white privilege. Everybody seeing what white privilege is. Black people been getting treated like this forever. The white man lashed out on us, and it's just white privilege. The police don't do nothing. And now he got lashed out on, and nobody did nothing for the Asian man. And we don't feel no type of way. And us in the ISUPK, we feel no type of way. I wish I could play the video just so we can get a crack out of this.
I show hear this story and I get happy. It makes me happy to hear these stories out. It really does. I pray to the Lord that more of this continues. I pray this whole kingdom goes down into the toilet and every like the scripture say, nation rise against nation. That's what I pray. I pray for it. And me and the ISUPK as a whole, we pray for it, that nation shall rise against nation. That's the whole goal of this. And this is the beginning of it. You're gonna see more racism, right? Until they stop eating that rat, cat, dog, and bat, then they they're gonna continue to catch it. So
Right.
So like about you want who to close it out? I can close it out if you want. Because that's the last story.
Is that the last story? Hey, I just say a few closing comments, man. Definitely, man. Tune into this podcast, ISUPK Kentucky 8, right? Where we'll be bringing out, heavy stories and just giving people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans perspective, right? Because a lot of people, some of our people, they'll see this story and they'll say, man, we need to do something for them, man. We need to stand with them. We need to stand strong against the racism. Nah, you need to stand with your nation, because these people, they hated you. They were taking your money all the while hating you, right? And they racism towards you ain't never stopped. So again, tune into these podcasts, man, where you get the perspective of priest of the Lord, and we'll show you, what things you should put your heart into and what you shouldn't, right? And then that's, tune in every Tuesday and Friday.
Right. If I could say something too, like we do these podcasts twice a week, and we bring out, and it's none we bring out, but black people, we bring out these terrible stories, but black people shouldn't watch it and feel depressed about it, because just like Christ said, they hate you, know that they hated me. I'm paraphrasing. This kingdom, this empire is built off the racism of hating blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians. All these stories that we bring out, just showing you, just to remind you, to take you out that Stockholm syndrome that we in, that this kingdom, this kingdom of America is not our kingdom. This is not our country. This is not nothing we should be building a part to. We supposed to come back into the Lord's nation, the Lord's army. Follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's our goal. That's the goal of every black and Hispanic in America. And we should come together and separate from this place, man. Everybody should like the video, share the video. Make sure y'all donate some cash and pay your tithes and donations to the school, if I could.
Damn right.
All right. And one last thing, if I could, make sure that y'all start calling in too to the podcast. We want to hear what you think. There's a number that's scrolling down at the bottom of the screen. Start calling in, because we want to have a dialogue with the community, man. The Kentucky 8 podcast.